Check 1, 2, check 1 and 2, check 1 and 2. We're coming to you live from the McPherson Academic and Athletic Complex here on the beautiful campus of the University of Mount Union. You are tuned in to Mount Union Purple Raider men's basketball here on the men's basketball live stream tonight on this Thanksgiving Eve as your Mount Union Purple Raiders play host to the Wooster Fighting Scots here in a non-conference matchup. Hello everyone, my name is Jacob Attar, flying solo here this evening, and what seems to be a great matchup in store here tonight. We'll take a look at both these squads, how they fared through the early stages of the season. First, for the visiting Fighting Scots, Wooster comes into tonight's matchup 1-3 overall, but ladies and gentlemen, don't let that record fool you. 3 of those 4 games have been against NCAA tournament opponents from a season ago, and of course the Mount Union Purple Raiders will be their 4th in 5 games now, with the Purple Raiders being the national runners-up from last season. Worcester so far this season, they opened up the year with a 78-60 on the road at Rochester. Ever since then, though, they're on a 3-game losing streak with a 78-77 loss to Rowan, an 82-80 loss to Rose Homan, and lastly a 72-68 loss to Widener in their last matchup just over this past weekend. In that last matchup against Widener, Ashton Price led the way for the Fighting Scots with 19 points, while Jameer Billings finished with 11 points. Worcester, however, shot just 36% from the floor in the loss. It has been Ashton Price this season, however, leading the team in scoring with 19 points per contest. Nick Everett has also been solid for Worcester here this season, averaging 14.8 points per game and a team-high 6.3 rebounds per game. And Jameer Billings has also done his fair share of work as well, averaging 11 points and a team-high 6.5 assists per contest. Worcester comes into tonight's matchup averaging about 76 points per game, giving up just 73. Taking a look now at your Mount Union Purple Raiders, as Mount Union remains perfect here on the season in the early stages at a perfect 4-0 this year. They won their last matchup here in their home opener this past weekend against Pitt Greensburg, 113-79. It was a dominant display for the Purple Raiders as Christian Parker led the way at 21 points in just 18 minutes of action. Colin Gurley had 14 points, Jarrell Newsom and Jaleel Graham each had 12 as the team shot 56% from the floor, made 12 three-pointers for 16 turnovers, and had 64 points in the paint overall. Just a great performance there from the Purple Raiders. Christian Parker was named the OAC Player of the Week from this past week. On the season, Christian is averaging 21.3 points per game and 8.8 rebounds per contest. Colin Gurley right behind him at 14.3 points per game and 7 rebounds to go along with 2.3 assists. It's been a strong start for the Purple Raiders here this season. They're going to look to continue their winning ways here tonight against a very talented Worcester Fighting Scots squad, and very excited to be able to call this game here this evening. We're going to take a short break here on the live stream for the national anthem, but we'll be back with starting lineups here momentarily. And we are back here on the men's basketball live stream getting you ready for tonight's matchup between your Mount Union Purple Raiders and the Wooster Fighting Scots. First, let's take a look at some starting lineups. First, for the visiting Fighting Scots, they are led by head coach Doug Klein, and their starting lineup consists of the junior guard from Bay High School in Bay Village, Ohio, number 0, Ashton Price, the junior guard from Lorain High School in Lorain, Ohio, number 22, Jameer Bellings, the sophomore forward from Kamahema Schools in Kanoe, Hawaii, number 23, EJ Keopio. The senior guard from Northwestern High School in Wooster, Ohio, number 30, JJ Klein. And lastly, rounding out that starting five for Wooster here tonight will be the senior forward from nearby West Branch High School in Salem, Ohio, number 35, Nick Everett. And now taking a look at the starting lineup here tonight for your Purple Raiders. As always, they're led by head coach Mike Fulon, and their starting lineup consists of the sophomore guard from Pickerington High School in Columbus, Ohio, number 1, Corey Hudson. The graduate guard from Akron-Hoban High School in Akron, Ohio, number 2, Colin Gurley. The graduate forward from Twinsburg High School in Twinsburg, Ohio, number 13, Darrell Newsom. The senior forward from Canton Glen Oak High School in Canton, Ohio, the reigning OAC Player of the Week, number 22, Christian Parker. And lastly, rounding out that starting five is the sophomore forward from Copley High School in Akron, Ohio, number 24, Caleb Lowridge. So here on this Thanksgiving Eve, the Purple Raiders looking to go into the holidays here with a big-time victory against Wooster. Again, Mount Union started out this season so far a perfect 4-0. In those 4 wins, they've scored over 80 points in every contest. Mount Union on the season as well, averaging 94.8 points per game, shooting 50% overall from the floor, 35% from downtown, and they are out-rebounding their opponents by 15 rebounds per contest. It's truly been a dominant run so far for the Purple Raiders. They will look to continue that here tonight. Mount Union will be in their all-white uniforms here, while Wooster will be in their black and yellow uniforms. Jumping for the Scots will be number 35, Nick Everett, and jumping for your Purple Raiders will be Christian Parker. But again, despite the record here for Wooster coming into tonight's contest at 1-3, they have hung in there with 3 very close losses on the season, all to very high-quality opponents, so definitely will be looking to give the Raiders a run for their money here tonight. The opening tip is won here by Parker, and we're underway at the MAC. Hudson gives it over to Newsom, now up top here to Gurley. Gurley takes a screen from Christian Parker, now steps into a 3 from deep behind the three-point line. Doesn't matter, the shoulder shrug for Colin Gurley. He gets the scoring going tonight. 3-0 Mount Union off the big-time Colin Gurley three-pointer. It's here at the other end. It's Keopio at the top of the key, giving it up to Jameer Billings. Billings takes a screen from Keopio. Now over to Everett. Down low inside they go to Keopio, looking to go to work on Christian Parker. Goes down in the post, fires it back out here, JJ Klein. And he feeds Everett down low in the post. Great defense by Lowrich though, forced the fadeaway, and it's an air ball. Purple Raiders will come the other way with it. It's Corey Hudson now, takes a screen here from Christian Parker, looks to drive, goes up with the floater. Raiders start out 2 for 2 on the pretty floater there from Corey Hudson. So it's 5-0 Mount Union here, as Jameer Billings now with it. Gives it over to Ashton Price. Great defense led by Darrell Newsom, knocks that ball out of bounds. Remain Wooster basketball here. 20 seconds on the shot clock, 18:53 on the game clock. Billings now takes the inbound here, steps back with a nice step-back move, fires up a 3, it's too strong. Rebound to Lowrich, gives it over to Gurley. Gurley on the break, gives it over to Newsom in the corner for a 3. That one's no good. Loose ball, won here by Wooster. Ashton Price looks to go coast to coast, up for the layup, but it's blocked by Newsom. Into the hands right here, though, of J.J. Klein on the offensive rebound. Klein tries to get it right back. Colin Gurley, though, knocks that ball out of bounds. Purple Raiders with some nice defense here in the early stages of this one. Will remain Wooster basketball here. 14 seconds on the shot clock. It's Keopio now. Fakes the handoff on the perimeter, now feeds it down low inside here. Nick Everett looking to go to work on Lowrich. Tries to drive baseline. Now tries to swing it over to KPA, but Christian Parker's there for the steal. Hudson walks up the floor now for Mount Union. Takes a screen. Nice behind the back move. Swings it over in the corner to Gurley. He steps into a three. That's no good. Offensive board though to Lowrich. Lowrich tries to go up and under. Lost the possession. However, it will remain Purple Raider basketball here with 16 seconds left on the shot clock. Inbound here to Christian Parker. Swings it up top to Gurley. Now in the corner, Corey Hudson. Hudson feeds Christian Parker down low inside, looking to go to work on Everett. Goes up with the fadeaway, no good. Nice double team right there from Wooster. The Scots come the other way now. Billings now picks up his dribble, swings it over to Klein. Klein gives it up to Everett. Everett once again looking to go to work in the post here. Draws the double team, gives up to KP on a great backdoor cut. Couldn't get it to go. But a whistle on the first foul of the game is going to go on the Purple Raiders. It's going to be on Caleb Lowrich, his first, team's first. EJ Kiapie to the line here for two. So Kiapie all the way from Hawaii, putting up his first shot here. And that one gets every bounce on the rim, but not in right there. The score will remain 5-0 Mount Union, 2.5 minutes into this one. Second free throw is up, and that one's good. Wooster on the board now, it's 5-1. So Lowrich inbounds it here. So Hudson will walk it up the floor for the Purple Raiders. Gurley now on the perimeter, takes a screen from Christian Parker. Goes around that screen, steps into an open three at the top of the key. It's too strong. Offensive board though once again to Lowrich, and he's going to draw the personal. A strong board there from Caleb Lowrich. So the foul goes on J.J. Klein, his first, team's first. Lowrich spent last season at D2 Ohio Dominican University before transferring in here to Mount Union. He's been a great addition so far this season. It's off the inbound. It's a great cut for Darrell Newsom and a great find from Corey Hudson. Newsom gets to the rim for two, makes it 7-1. Hudson defends Billings here now as he hands it off to Price. Up top, Kiapie. Kiapie now picks up his dribble. Great defense by the Purple Raiders. Swings it over to Billings. Billings now a 10 on the shot clock. Needs to get something going. Takes a screen here from Everett. Looks to drive now on Hudson. Steps into a contested mid-range. It's no good. Kiapie, though, the offensive rebound. Goes up for the layup, and he gets it to go, and one opportunity for EJ Kiapie. So that foul's going on Christian Parker, his first, team's second. Kiapie back to the line for one more. Kiapie's free throws up. Too strong, no good. Fight for the rebound now. The Scots come up with it. Billings now gives it up top here to Klein for three, and J.J. Klein gets it to go, cuts the Mount Union lead down to one. It's 7-6. Hudson now with it. Takes a screen here from Christian Parker, now gives it up to him on the pick and pop. Parker now looks to back down Kiapie in the post. Draws the double team, lost the ball. Out of bounds it goes. It will be Wooster basketball. So Wooster looking to take their first lead of the game here tonight. All right, 16-15 left to go here in this first half. Kiapie now with it. Gives it up, Ashton Price. Price looks to go to work here on Newsom. Now swings it over to Billings. Billings down low inside to Everett. Everett trying to go baseline on Lowrich. Once again goes up with the shot. Can't get it to go. Grabs his own miss though. Up with the hook shot. No good. Rebound here to Colin Gurley. So the Raiders looking to add some points on the board here as Gurley met on the perimeter. Swings it down low inside. A nice pass to Lowrich who goes up for the layup. Can't get it to go, but Christian Parker with the and one coming up here on a beautiful tip drill from him. Foul will be going here on the Fighting Scots. That one's on Nick Everett. It will be his first, team's second. Christian Parker will attempt to complete the three-point play. Nolan Burke and Isaac Raider check in. Raider, my apologies, check in here for Wooster. For the Purple Raiders, they'll have their first substitution on the night as well. Dante Collier will see his first action off the Mount Union bench. As Parker can't quite get the free throw to go, so score will remain 9-6 here. Billings now with it. Gives it up top to Raider. Raider now over to Price. Price in the corner to Keapia. He puts it on the floor, looks to drive on Collier. Nice defense by Dante, though. As Raider now fires up the mid-range. That's no good. Fight for the rebound. Parker comes up with it and draws the personal. The foul will be going here on Isaac Raider. Great hustle from Christian Parker. And Raider's going to be called for his first, team's third. Wooster with another substitution here. It'll be the 6'6" forward from Cleveland, Ohio, Jaden Cox-Holloway, checking in here tonight. So around they go to Newsom. Newsom gives it over to Parker, tries to go down low, but that one's stripped out of his hands by Billings. Out of bounds it goes. Will remain Purple Raider basketball here. As Parker now swings it over in the corner to Hudson. Hudson steps into a well-contested three. That one's blocked by Billings. And Wooster comes with it the other way. Billings now swings it up top to Raider. He steps into a three, and he gets it to go. Wooster ties things up at 9 here with 15 minutes left to go in the half. Newsom now on the perimeter, takes a screen from Parker. Now around to Collier. Gives it up to Corey Hudson. Hudson now looking to go one-on-one here. Tries to feed it over to Collier. Tipped out of bounds, though, by Billings. They'll say it was last off Collier's fingertips, though. And it will be Wooster basketball. Raiders will have another substitution here. The freshman guard from Canton McKinley High School, Jaleel Graham, will check in here tonight. Graham's been sensational so far in his first 4 games of his collegiate career. It's up top here on the perimeter. They go. Raider now steps into another three, and he gets it to go. Back-to-back threes from Isaac Raider and Wooster with their first lead of the contest. It's 12-9. Jaleel Graham hands it off on the perimeter here to Gurley. Over to Collier, right back to Collin. Now up top, Collier, he pump fakes, looks to drive, a whistle, and it's a traveling violation going here on Dante Collier. So back-to-back turnovers now for Mount Union, and Wooster will regain the possession. So far in the early goings of this one, Wooster shooting just 4 for 11 overall from the floor. However, 3 for 4 from downtown. The Purple Raiders, meanwhile, 4 for 10 overall, just 1 for 5 from the three-point line. Jaleel Graham with some nice defense here on the perimeter as Billings picks up his dribble, tries to swing it down low inside the Raider. Couldn't get it to him. Credit the freshman Jaleel Graham on that one with some great defense, forcing the turnover. Graham walks it up the floor here for Mount Union. Trailing by 3 now in this one. Swings it over, Colin Gurley. Gurley feeds it down low inside. Christian Parker goes up for the shot. Too strong. Rebound to Billings. Billings will be defended here by Darrell Newsom on the perimeter. Swings it over here to Cox-Holloway. Cox-Holloway looks to drive. It's a whistle, and that one's going to go on Christian Parker. Parker's picking up that second personal foul and will head over to the Mount Union bench. This is the second here for Christian Parker. Third team foul. Caleb Lowrich checks back in now for Mount Union. It's here on the inbound. Raider with a nice cut. Goes up for the layup. Can't get it to go, but a whistle. Foul going here on Colin Gurley. That'll be Colin's first, team's 4th. And right now, Isaac Raider heading to the line here for 2. Raider, the sophomore guard from Monroeville, Ohio, providing a spark off this bench so far here tonight. First free throw is up and good. 13-9 in favor of Wooster. Second free throw's up, and that one's good as well. 2 for 2 from the line, 8 points now off the Fighting Scots bench for Raider. And it's 14-9 in favor of Wooster, an 8-0 run here. Gurley now at the other and steps back for a 3, and he gets it to go. Colin Gurley's second 3 of this first half, cuts the deficit down to 2. Billings now hands it off on the perimeter to Ashton Price. Price picks up his dribble. Gets it right back, though, Now swings it over in the corner to Cox Holloway for the three. That's no good. Raider, though, comes up with the offensive rebound. It's Ashton Price here once again now, looking to drive. Right back over to Raider. Raider feeds it down low inside to Burke. Burke looking to go to work on Lowrich, goes up with the shot, can't get it to go. Great D right there from Caleb. Mount Union will come the other way, looking to tie or take the lead. Graham now with it, takes a screen here from Lowrich. He steps into a top of the key three, gets the friendly bounce off the rim, and in Jaleel Graham regains the lead for Mount Union. It's 15-14 Purple Raiders. Here at the other end now, Wooster with it is Burke, swings it over to Billings. Billings gets it to Raider down low in the post, looking to go to work here on Colin Gurley. Goes up with the shot, can't get it to go. Rebound Mount Union. Jaleel Graham looks to push the pace here, swings it over to Collier. Collier, great extra pass in the corner to Newsom for the three. Too strong, no good. Out of bounds it goes. They'll say it's last off Lowrich. Substitutions here for both squads. As for Wooster, it'll be the sophomore all the way from Lithuania, number 15, Vinny Vikalis in the ball game here. And Nick Everett will also return for Wooster. For Mount Union, seeing his first action here tonight is the junior guard from Solon, Ohio, number 4, Marcus Steele. Steele will defend Jameer Billings as he walks it up the floor here for the Fighting Scots. Cox Holloway now has it on the perimeter. Now back over in the corner to Billings. Billings gives it down low inside to Everett. Everett looking to go to work here with 10 seconds on the shot clock. Backs down Lowrich, goes up, tries to get it to Raider. That one is taken away though by the Purple Raiders. On the break, it's Dante Collier, throws it down off the pretty feed from Marcus Steele. Dante Collier, another big highlight play, had a big dunk in the first home game here on the season. He does it again here, a great fast break move there from Dante. Jaleel Graham is going to be whistled for the foul at the other end for Mount Union, his first, team's 5th. But Dante Collier, the big play, gives the Raiders a 3-point advantage. Billings now takes a screen here from Everett. Steps into a mid-range, gets to go. Difficult shot there from Jameer Billings. It's now 17-16 in favor of Mount Union. Steele now with it. Defended closely by Billings. Crosses him over, gets into the paint, goes up to the rim for 2. Can't quite get it to go. Rebound to Wooster here. Billings swings it over to Vikalis. Vikalis shuffled his shoes right there. It's a traveling violation. Ball back to Mount Union. So another substitutions here for both squads. Number 12, Isaiah Johnson, checking in for the first time tonight for Wooster. And for Mount Union, it'll be number 12, Jonah McCartney, seeing his first action. Steele swings it over to Graham. Graham takes a screen from Lowrich, now on the perimeter here. Cross court in the corner to Jonah McCartney. Lost the handle though. Ball goes here to Wooster. So Billings looking to give the Fighting Scots the lead right back here. Takes a screen from Everett. Now steps into a well-contested 3. That one's no good. Strong rebound from Jaleel Graham. Graham will be defended by Johnson here now. Looks to cross him over, a whistle. It's going to be a reach-in foul going on Isaiah Johnson. That'll be his first, team's 4th. So the Raiders will inbound it here, side out of bounds. Just about 10 minutes left to go in this first half. 17-16 Mount Union, and so far it's been a great matchup. The referee's talking things over. It looks like Graham might have had some words with an assistant coach for the Fighting Scots, but it's all figured out now. Steele now gives it up on the perimeter here to Dante Collier. Lost the handle. Loose ball. Collier comes up with it for Mount Union. And Wooster will knock this ball out of bounds off the scorer's table. Will remain Purple Raider basketball with 12 seconds left on the shot clock. They're going to talk things over here, though. They might be reversing the call. And they're going to do a video replay here. It was a chaotic sequence. As Collier was in the high post, had that ball knocked out of his hands. And seemingly it was Dante Collier against about 3 different Wooster players. But nonetheless, the referees are looking things over here, trying to determine who had the possession of the basketball. And it appears as though they've made the decision. We'll see what it is down here on the court. Will remain Purple Raider basketball after looking things over on the video monitor there. And so Collier inbounds it here to Marcus Steele. Steele now takes a screen from Lowrich, looks to drive, goes up for the layup, can't quite get it to go. Rebound to Wooster. So it's Isaiah Johnson now with it, bringing it up the floor. Gives it up on the perimeter to Cox Holloway. Cox Holloway picks up his dribble now, gives it up to Everett. He gives it up to a backdoor cutter in Cox Holloway, but he couldn't finish the layup. That was beautiful basketball, though. It's Jaleel Graham now. Looks to take it the other way for Mountain Union. Drives into the paint, draws the whistle. Foul on the floor will be going on Ashton Price. That'll be his first, team's 5th. As EJK Apia checks back in now for the Fighting Scots. And Marcus Steele set to inbound it for Mountain Union. Steele needs to get this inbounded, just is able to do so before a 5-second violation. Gives it over to Collier. Collier now looks to drive, goes up with the fadeaway, gets it to go. Dante Collier now 4 points off the Mountain Union bench, makes it 19-16. It's Isaiah Johnson now with it. Defended closely by Steele, and Steele not too happy about that one. He's going to be whistled for the reach-in foul there. His first, team's 6th. So the next foul will put Wooster into the bonus. Price gets set to inbound. It's Isaiah Johnson now with it. Looking to drive here once more on Steele. Gives it up to Everett. Right back to Johnson. Johnson now drives, backing him down in the post. Goes up with a contested shot, gets it to go. Nice move right there from Isaiah Johnson. Cuts the deficit back down to 1. (19-18) Mountain Union here. As Steele swings it over to Collier. Collier steps into a 3, and it's nothing but net. Dante Collier, red hot off the Mountain Union bench. He's got 7. It's 22-18 Purple Raiders. It's Collier now the leading scorer here tonight for Mountain Union. As Johnson now with it. Gives it over to Price. Price goes up with the floater, can't get it to go. Rebound Jonah McCartney. McCartney brings it up the floor now for the Purple Raiders. Gives it over to Graham. Graham, he steps into a 3. Knew right away that it was short. Nice hustle though from Mountain Union. Graham goes up for the layup on the second chance and gets it to go. The freshman from Camp McKinley with 5 points now. It's 24-18. Heads up play by Jonah McCartney right there too to tip it to him. And Graham with the strong finish extends the Raider lead back out to 6 here now as Kapia with it. Feeds it down low inside to Everett. Everett looking to go to work on Lowrich. And Everett goes up with the shot, gets it to go. And Nick Everett makes it 24-20 in favor of Mountain Union. Timeout here for the Fighting Scots. 7:32 left to go here in this first half. And Mountain Union hanging on right now to a 24-20 advantage. It's Corey Hudson, Colin Gurley, and Darrell Newsom getting set to check in for Mountain Union once this timeout is completed, as will Jameer Billings for Wooster. But so far here tonight, Fighting Scots shooting 7 for 20 overall from the floor, good for 35%. 3 for 6 from downtown, and 3 for 5 from the free throw line. Meanwhile, for Mountain Union, 10 for 21 overall. It's good for 48% from the floor, 4 for 10 from downtown as well. And just the 1 free throw attempt for Mountain Union, which resulted in a miss. As here as well, EJK Apia, as well as JJ Klein and Isaac Rader, each with 8 points. A correction here, just Isaac Rader with the 8 points for the Fighting Scots. Dante Collier leads the way for Mountain Union with 7 points. Colin Gurley has 6, and Jaleel Graham with 5. So play resumes here now as Corey Hudson walks it up the floor for the Purple Raiders. Now gives it up here to Colin Gurley. Gurley on the perimeter, tries to get it down to Lowrich. Tipped though by Ashton Price, right back into the hands of Gurley. Gurley now looking to go to work here on Johnson. Steps back with a fancy move for a three. No good. Say it was last off Dante Collier. Out of bounds it goes back here to Wooster. And so it will be Billings walking it up the floor now. Defended in the backcourt here by Corey Hudson. Swings it over to Ashton Price. Price over now to Johnson. Now up top here to Klein. Klein feeds it down low inside to Everett. Everett looks to go to work on Lowrich. Cut off baseline now. Goes up with the reverse. Can't get it to go. Johnson's putback no good. Rebound Collier. Collier brings up the floor for Mount Union. Steps into a deep three. That one's no good. Rebound though. Corey Hudson. He goes up for the layup. Second chance points once again there for the Purple Raiders. So now 4 points for Corey Hudson. 26-20 Mount Union. Johnson now feeds it down low inside to Everett. Everett gives up to a backdoor cutter. J.J. Klein found himself wide open. Gets to the rim for two. 26-22 in favor now of Mount Union. It's approaching just around 6 minutes left to go here in this first half. Hudson now gives it up to Collier on the pick and pop. Collier now looks to drive, goes inside, goes up for the layup, can't get it to go. Darrell Newsom comes up with the offensive board now, over to Hudson, over to Gurley, extra pass to Collier for three, in and out, no good. Out of bounds it goes, they'll say it's last off Lowrich, and it will be Wooster basketball. And the Raiders will have a substitution, as it will be the freshman from Massillon Washington High School, Massillon, Ohio, number 20, Elijah Farrington, checking in for the first time here tonight, as Lowrich will take a seat again. Christian Parker playing with 2 fouls in this one. He has been on the bench there for some time for the Purple Raiders. And Isaac Rader checks back in now for Wooster. Price gives it up top here to Everett. Everett tries to get it to Rader, just a miscommunication right there. And that ball goes out of bounds. It will be Purple Raider basketball. So Corey Hudson brings it up the floor now for Mount Union. Hudson will take a screen here from Farrington. Now swings it over to Collier. Around they go, Colin Gurley. Gurley now takes a screen from Collier, and off the screen fires up a three. It's no good. Went down to the floor, but no whistle. As Rader now takes it the other way. Pump fakes, goes up for the layup. Can't get it to go. Newsom got his hands on that one. But after the block here, it will remain Wooster basketball. So Billings will inbound it here. Over now to Ashton Price. Price couldn't handle it cleanly. Bodies on the floor here. We got a whistle. Jump ball possession arrow in favor of the Fighting Scots, but great hustle right there from Mount Union. So they'll wipe off some sweat from off the court here. And Billings will inbound it here now, just in front of the Mount Union bench. Over to Everett. Everett fakes the handoff on the perimeter. Now swings it over to Klein. Klein looks to drive here on Gurley. Pump fakes, goes up for the layup. In and out, no good. Fight for the rebound. Corey Hudson comes up with it. Hudson now gives it up to Newsom. Steps into a transition three. Too strong, no good. Fight for the rebound once again. This time Ashton Price comes up with it. Price defended here by Newsom. Looks to cross him over. Now takes a screen on the perimeter from Everett. Gives it over now to Rader. Rader puts it on the floor, looks to drive. Great defense though by Corey Hudson. Swings it over here to Klein. Klein looks to drive. Pump fakes, goes up with the shot. Can't get it to go. Rader, offensive rebound. Swings out to Everett for the open three. No good. Rebound, Dante Collier. Both teams kind of cooling off here. There's about 4:13 left to go now in this first half. Hudson defended here by Price, looks to drive, a whistle, and it's a carrying violation going on Corey Hudson. So another turnover here for Mount Union. Ball goes back to Wooster as Nolan Burke checks back into the ball game here now for the Fighting Scots. Now here it'll be Jameer Billings. Just swinging around the perimeter to Rader. Rader now gives it over to Price. Price right back to Billings. Billings, though, lost the handle, but Klein comes up with it for Wooster. Burke now looks to go to work down low in the post on Farrington. Goes up with the hook shot. Can't get it to go. Nice defense from Farrington. He corrals the rebound as well. Hudson now takes a screen from Farrington at the other end. Picks up his dribble, now swings it over to Collier. Collier puts it on the floor, looks to drive, goes up for the layup, gets it to go. Dante Collier with a game-high 9 points now for the Purple Raiders. It's 28-22 Mount Union. Billings hands it off on the perimeter to Ashton Price. Now gives it over to Klein. Colin Gurley looks like he got hit in the face right there. Down on the ground, no whistle. Billings now at the top of the key. Gives it over to Klein, steps into a three, gets it to go. Wooster makes it 28-25 after that three. Gurley is a little bit slow to get up and was walking a little gingerly down the court. Feuline's going to take a timeout. And he wants an explanation on why there wasn't a foul call right there after his point guard took a tumble to the ground. But nonetheless, with the timeout, 2:58 left to go here in this first half. It's 28-25 Mount Union. Both teams have hit 4 threes in this one. Both teams have fired up 29 shots as well. Worcester's made 9 of their 29. Mount Union 12 of their 29. Referee's going up here to the scores table now. Not entirely sure what they're discussing. I don't believe it'll be looking at if that last act was a flagrant foul or not. I'm not entirely sure. But nonetheless, or no, it does appear that they are trying to look at an instant replay here. So it was not a timeout for Mount Union. Instead, a timeout here, an official's timeout. But Mount Union still leading 28-25 here in this one. Again, leading scorer for the Purple Raiders has been Dante Collier off the bench. 9 points on 4 of 7 shooting. He made a 3 here in this one. Colin Gurley 6 points here on 2 threes for the Purple Raiders. Christian Parker, he's only played 7 minutes here tonight because he picked up those 2 early fouls. Haven't seen him back in the ball game yet. I imagine he'll be playing a lot in the second half. So the referees did indeed look at the instant replay. Now they're going to talk things over. So out of this timeout, Mount Union will have a substitution. Jaleel Graham will check back in as Collier will take a seat. And now the referees will go over to Mount Union head coach Mike Feuline and discuss their decision. And still awaiting kind of a final call here. It appears, though, by Coach Feuline's reaction that it's not what he would prefer. Still having the discussion down there on the court. We'll reset the lineups here, though, for Mount Union. Jaleel Graham, Elijah Farrington, as well as Darrell Newsom, Colin Gurley, and Corey Hudson out on the floor for the Purple Raiders. Meanwhile, for the Fighting Scots, they'll have Isaac Rader out on the floor, Jaden Cox-Holloway as well, with Jameer Billings out there, Nolan Burke, and Ashton Price. So no flagrant foul call there, and it will be Purple Raider basketball. So Hudson gives it up here to Newsome. Newsome now swings it over to Graham. Graham gives up on a backdoor cut to Colin Gurley. Gurley right to the rim for two. A beautiful pass from Jaleel Graham and a beautiful layup from Colin Gurley. 30-25 now. As on the perimeter, it's Rader. Back up top here, Ashton Price slipping here, it appears. Now swings it over to Rader. Rader looks to drive, goes up with the mid-range, in and out, no good. Fight for the rebound. Whistle, and it looks like a foul going here on the Purple Raiders. Looks like it'll be on Jaleel Graham. Graham's not too happy after that foul call. Nolan Burke will head to the line here now for a 1-and-1, as that's his second personal foul, 7th team foul of the half. So Burke will shoot the front end of the 1-and-1. First free throw's up, too strong, no good. Fight for the rebound. Farrington out on the floor, as well as Rader. Ball goes out of bounds. And it will be Mount Union basketball. Graham takes a seat. Dante Collier quickly checks back in here for Mount Union. And it will be Hudson walking it up the floor here. Collier now gives it over to Newsome. Newsome back over to Hudson. Hudson takes a screen from Farrington, looks to drive, lost the handle, but into the hands of Farrington momentarily. Billings somehow got the possession right there, but his foot was out of bounds. It will remain Purple Raider basketball. So 15 seconds on the shot clock, exactly 2 minutes left here in this first half. As Gurley tries to get the inbound here, knocked out of bounds by Burke. Will remain Purple Raider basketball. They'll redo it from underneath the basket here. Inbound here, it's Colin Gurley now with it. Gurley defended closely by Price, looks to drive baseline, gives it up to a cutter, and Darrell Newsome, and he tried to go for the poster, but couldn't quite finish. Ashton Price now, Euro steps into the lane, gives up to Cox Holloway, and Jaden Cox Holloway goes up for the dunk, gets it to go, but a technical foul for Cox Holloway after the dunk. So what a sequence right there. At one end, Darrell Newsome nearly with the highlight of the year. Wooster quickly comes down the court with a dunk of their own, but post-celebration right there, it's going to be a technical foul, and Colin Gurley will shoot the tee here for Mount Union. So just that hanging on the rim at the end from Jaden Cox Holloway that warrants a technical foul. Gurley can't hit the free throw. And so will remain Mount Union basketball here now. They will inbound it from the other end of the court after the missed free throw there. Corey Hudson walks up the floor now here. Hudson gives it over to Newsome. Around here to Gurley, now over Dante Collier. Collier now looking to put the moves on Cox Holloway, looks to drive, swings it out to a wide open Darrell Newsome, who steps into a three, gets it to go all the way around the rim and in. Darrell Newsome from downtown makes it 33-27. Billings now with it, gives it up to Rader. Rader now over to Cox Holloway. Cox Holloway had that knocked out of bounds by Dante Collier. It will remain Wooster basketball. 20 seconds on the shot clock, 1:05 here on the game clock. Price inbounds it here, gets it right back off the inbound. And Ashton Price still looking for his first points in this one. Swings it over to Billings, who steps into a three. That's short. Rebound to Cox Holloway, though, goes up for the shot. Can't get it to go. Rebound Corey Hudson. 51 seconds left in the half as Hudson now looks to drive. Gets into the paint. Kicks it out to an open man, and Collier, who steps into a contested three, and he knocked it down. Dante Collier from the top of the key. His big first half continues. 12 points now for the sophomore off the bench. 36-27, 31 seconds left in the half. Billings now looks to drive into the paint. Swings it up to Cox Holloway. He steps into a contested three. That's an air ball. Raider grabs the miss, but his foot was out of bounds. Mount Union basketball here with 22 seconds left to go in the half. A strong finish to this first half now for the Purple Raiders. Lowrich checks back in now for the Purple Raiders for the final 22 seconds here. As Hudson walks it up the floor. 15 seconds left to go here in the half. One final shot upcoming for the Purple Raiders. Lowrich sets a screen here for Hudson. Hudson now spins his way into the paint, goes up for the layup, can't quite get it to go. Rebound to Cox Holloway, one final heat from half court. That one's no good, and that is how the first half will end in a very entertaining and competitive half of basketball here from the MAC. Mount Union on top 36-27 in this one, led by a great game so far from Dante Collier. He leads all scorers with 12 points off the Mount Union bench here tonight. J.J. Klein and Isaac Rader lead Wooster with 8 points apiece, as heading into the halftime break, the Raiders shooting 44% overall from the floor, 35% from downtown. Meanwhile, Wooster shooting 29% overall from the floor, 36% from downtown. But should be in store for a very competitive second half as well. We're going to take a short break here on the men's basketball live stream, but we'll be back for second half action between Mount Union and Wooster. And we are back here at the mat getting you ready for second half action between your Mount Union Purple Raiders and the Wooster Fighting Scots here on this Thanksgiving Eve, as at the halftime break, Mount Union on top 36-27 here over Wooster. Hello again, everyone. My name is Jacob Batar. We'll take a look here at some stats from that first half on how this contest came to be a 36-27 lead for the Purple Raiders, as Mount Union in that first half shot 15 for 34 overall from the floor, good for 44%, 6 for 17 from downtown, 35%, missed both free throw attempts. Meanwhile, for Wooster, 10 for 35 overall, it's good for 29%, 4 for 11 from downtown. They are 3 for 6 from the free throw line. It's been a pretty identical game in just about every statistical category after that, as both teams with 24 rebounds there in that first half. 7 assists for Mount Union, 5 assists for Wooster. Each team turned the ball over 5 times in that first half. Mount Union, though, 17 bench points in that first half. Now, Wooster also had 12 themselves. But coming off that Mount Union bench was Dante Collier, who had a very strong first half, 12 points for the Purple Raiders in that first half. 5 for 8 overall from the floor, 2 for 4 from downtown for Dante. They needed all of his contributions right there, as star Christian Parker got into foul trouble about 6 or 7 minutes into the contest, and unfortunately had to take a seat for the rest of the half. We'll expect to see a lot of Christian, though, in the second half here for Mount Union, playing with those 2 fouls. But really, Dante Collier has done a great job of keeping Mount Union out in front here tonight with the 12 points. Colin Gurley with 8 points for Mount Union in that first half, 3 for 7 from the floor for Colin. Wooster in that first half was led by J.J. Klein, who had 8 points, including 2 threes in that first half, as well as Isaac Rader. Rader also had 8 points off the bench for Wooster in that first half, as he was 2 for 6 from the floor, but 2 for 2 from downtown. Just doing a great job there, providing a spark for the Fighting Scots. For Mount Union, though, they will look to build off this momentum, as they had a 30-27 lead with just about a minute left in the first half. Darrell Newsom hit a big-time 3, and then at the other end, Dante Collier came right back down and hit another one for Mount Union that gave them the 9-point advantage, which was the biggest lead of the contest for either squad in that first half. Wooster had a 5-point lead at one point, a 14-9 advantage, before Mount Union responded on an 8-0 run and never looked back, led for the majority of that first half. As in that first half, Mount Union spent over 17 minutes with the lead, while Wooster spent 2 minutes with the lead. Both teams going to get set to come back out onto the floor here. Another interesting storyline in this one. The Purple Raiders doing a great job defending Wooster's top leading scorer here this season, Ashton Price. Price was held scoreless in that first half. That will surely change, I would imagine, for Wooster in the second half, as Price is a very talented guard. But we'll see here if the Purple Raider defense can continue their strong outing here into this second half. Mount Union will have all 5 starters out on the floor: Corey Hudson, Colin Gurley, Darrell Newsom, Christian Parker, and Caleb Lowrich. And for Wooster, it'll be their starting 5 as well: Ashton Price, Jameer Billings, E.J. Kaapia, as well as J.J. Klein and Nick Everett. Raiders have it here to start the second half. It's Colin Gurley on the perimeter. Swings it out up top. Darrell Newsom, he steps into a 3. That one's no good. Offensive rebound, though. Corey Hudson, however, dribbled off his foot. Out of bounds it goes. And it will be Wooster basketball. So Billings walks it up the floor, defended here closely by Corey Hudson. Gives it up top to Ashton Price. Price feeds it down low inside. Nick Everett looking to go to work here on Lowrich. Everett backs him down, goes up for the layup, can't quite get it to go. Grabbed his own miss, though, can't get it to go that time either. Christian Parker grabs the rebound. Hudson now with it. Takes a screen from Parker, now gives it up to Christian on the pick and pop. Fires up a 3, it's too strong. Rebound Billings. Billings now on the perimeter, gives it over to Klein, swings it over to Ashton Price. Price drives here on Colin Gurley, goes up for the layup, can't get that one to go. Fight for the rebound, and off Everett's fingertips, it goes out of bounds. It will be Purple Raider basketball. As Ashton Price wasn't too happy about that one. I believed he was fouled there. So Hudson will bring it up the floor here now for Mount Union. Gives it out up top here to Lowrich. Lowrich feeds it down low inside. Christian Parker does a great job sealing off his man. Gets to the rim for 2. Parker now 4 points in this one. It's 38-27. At the other end, Ashton Price now with it. Gives it up down low inside to Kalapia. Kalapia now looking to go to work on Parker. Swings it out to Billings. Billings now picks up his dribble, gives over to Price. He steps into a 3 off the front of the rim, no good. Rebound Parker. Gurley brings it up now for Mount Union. Gurley will take a screen from Christian Parker. Defended closely here by Billings. Somehow keeps his dribble alive. Goes up for the layup. Can't get it to go, but a strong take there by Colin. And he draws the whistle. Well-earned free throws upcoming here now for Colin Gurley on a nice take. Foul is going to go on Nick Everett, his second, team's first. And Gurley will head to the free throw line for free throws number 3 and 4 tonight for the Purple Raiders. Gurley had one other trip on a technical free throw in that first half, which he missed. So look to pick up 2 here at the free throw line again. 8 points in that first half for Gurley. First one's up and good, 39-27. So one more coming here for Colin Gurley. As the second one's up and good as well. 40-27 Mount Union. Gurley joins Dante Collier in double digits now with 10 points. It's Jameer Billings now, defended here by Corey Hudson. Gives it out on the perimeter to Klein. Klein gives it up to Everett. Gets down low in the post. Great recovery though from Lowrich, and he blocks his shot. Christian Parker taking it coast to coast the other way. Goes up for the layup. Gets it to go. Christian Parker, the coast-to-coast layup, makes it 42-27 in favor of the Purple Raiders. Nick Everett is down on the ground, though, at the other end. We hope Nick is okay, as he is in pain right there. We're going to take a break here on the live stream as Everett gets tended to down there on the court. Mount Union on top, 42-27. And we are back here. Fortunately, Nick Everett was able to walk over to the Wooster bench, so hopefully Nick will be okay. As Nolan Burke checks back into the contest here for Wooster. Ashton Price now with it, gives it out up top to Kalapia. Kalapia now swings it over to Klein. Back over here to Billings. He steps into a contested 3 off the front of the rim, no good. Another rebound here for Christian Parker. Gurley now with it on the perimeter. Feeds it up in the high post to Lowrich. Lowrich cross court over to Corey Hudson. His foot was out of bounds though. And it will be Wooster basketball there after the turnover. Billings now brings it up the floor for the Fighting Scots. Kicked ball here though from Mount Union. Corey Hudson kicks it into the stands. Will remain Wooster basketball here. Off the inbound here to Billings. A look to drive, steps into a mid-range. No, it's a great pass to Burke. Pump fakes, gets to the rim for 2. Beautiful move right there. First from Billings, then on the finish there from Burke. First 2 points of the second half now for Wooster. 42-29 in favor of Mount Union. Gurley on the perimeter, steps back with a crazy crossover, fires up the 3, can't get it to go. Offensive rebound though, Christian Parker over to Hudson, extra pass in the corner to Newsom for the 3, no good. Offensive rebound, Colin Gurley though. Great hustle from Mount Union as Gurley gets a putback. Gurley ties Dante Collier now for the team lead here tonight with 12 points. 44-29 Mount Union. Klein gives it up top here to Burke. Now over to Billings. Billings down low inside to Klein, looking to go to work on Gurley. Goes up for the shot, can't get it to go. Rebound Lowrich. Whistle, foul going on Nolan Burke, his first, team second. So the Purple Raiders will walk it up the floor here now with Corey Hudson. Up top, Lowrich, now back over here, Colin Gurley. Gurley crosses over, gets into the paint, goes up with the floater, and Colin Gurley catching fire here in this second half. 14 now for Colin, it's 46-29. It's at the other end, Keapia puts it on the floor, swings it over to Billings. Billings now gives it up in the post here to Burke. Burke trying to go up for the layup, gives up to a backdoor cutter, and Billings shot no good. Out of bounds it goes though. We'll say it's last off Lowrich. Substitution here for the Fighting Scots. It will be Isaiah Johnson. The Raiders on a 10-2 run here to open up this second half. They've opened up their biggest lead as well here tonight of 17. As off the inbound, Johnson with the great backdoor cut gets to the rim for two. 46-31 Mount Union. Hudson walks it up the floor here. Gives it over Colin Gurley. Gurley takes a screen from Christian Parker. Looking to drive here on Ashton Price. Goes up with the contested layup. Can't get it to go. It's a whistle. Foul going here on the Fighting Scots. As it'll be on Isaiah Johnson, his second, team's third. Colin Gurley to the line for a few more free throws here. So Gurley, who came into tonight's matchup averaging 14.3 points per game. That's exactly 14 points right now. Looking for points 15 and 16 here at the line. First free throw is no good. Gurley's 5 for 10 overall from the floor now here tonight. He's made a pair of threes as well. Second free throw upcoming here now for Colin. Splits the pair at the line. 15 points for Colin Gurley, 16-point lead for Mount Union. 47-31 as Billings gives it up on the perimeter here. J.J. Klein. Klein looks to drive, picks up his dribble, gives it over to Price. Back over here to Billings, looks to drive down low inside. A great entry feed to Nolan Burke. Burke gets to the lane for two. 47-33 in favor of Mount Union. Hudson gives it over to Newsom. Newsom will take a screen on the perimeter here from Christian Parker. Now over to Corey Hudson. Hudson looks to drive, tries to go up for the layup. It's a whistle and a charging foul going here on Corey Hudson. Nolan Burke drew the whistle, and it'll be Wooster basketball here now. Raiders will have some substitutions. Dante Collier and Jaleel Graham check back in here for the Purple Raiders. Graham will pick up Billings here in the backcourt. Billings now takes a screen from Johnson, looks to drive here now on Dante Collier. Great defense by Dante, though, nearly came up with the turnover. Pass to a backdoor cutter and Klein, but that one's blocked by Christian Parker. Raiders come with it the other way. Jaleel Graham now with it. Looking to drive coast to coast. Swings it over, a beautiful feed in the corner to Colin Gurley for three. Colin Gurley from downtown. He knew that was money right when it left his hands, and it's 50-33 Mountain Union, 18 now for Colin. Timeout on the floor here for Doug Klein. Colin Gurley had 8 points at the halftime break. He's already got 10 here in this second half alone, just 6 minutes into the half. And he's up to 18 points here now tonight after his third three-pointer. What a beautiful play on that last score for Mount Union. Graham seemingly looked like he was going up for a layup. Somehow, some way, threaded that pass in between two Wooster defenders. And Colin Gurley buries it from the corner to make it 50-33 in favor of Mount Union. Raiders have been hot to start this second half. 5 for 9 from the floor here for Mount Union. Start the second half. Wooster, meanwhile, just 3 for 12 to open up the half. Raiders are outscoring them 14-6 right now in this second half so far. And really, it has been Colin Gurley 3 for 4 to open up this second half as well. He's been the key for Mount Union here in this second half. With 14-11 left to go here, still time for a comeback for the Fighting Scots. However, they'll need to get their offense going, just shooting 27% from the floor. As you got to credit that Raider defense. They've done a great job here tonight. It's Mount Union also now. Christian Parker had a big block at the other end to kind of start that last run. That was the 5th block of the night for Mount Union. So play set to resume here. Isaac Rader checks into the ballgame out of the timeout for Wooster. Trying to get something going here as Isaiah Johnson gives it over to Price. Price takes a screen here now from Burke, looks to drive on Newsom. We got a whistle though, and it's a foul going on the Purple Raiders. It will be on Darrell Newsom, his first team second of the half. So Billings now will get set to inbound it here. Inbounds it to Price. Price looks to drive on Newsom, now swings it out up top to Johnson. Johnson now puts it on the floor, looks to drive on Collier. A whistle though, and it's going to be a traveling violation to shuffle his shoes there. Ball goes back here to Mount Union. Gurley walks it up the floor for Mount Union. Will be defended here by Ashton Price. High post, Dante Collier. Collier now gives it up, calling Gurley. Gurley now on the perimeter will look to drive. Goes up for the layup, can't get it to go. Parker's tip, no good. Rebound there to Wooster. So it'll be Johnson now bringing it up the floor. Swings it over in the corner to Rader. Rader now tries to get it to Price. Stolen away though by Newsom. Colin Gurley now on the break. Gives it over cross court. Over to Dante Collier. Transition 3, no good. Fight for the board. And the Fighting Scots come away with it. Billings now with it. Gives it over to Rader. Rader looks to drive here on Newsom. Pump fakes in the lane. Now gives it over to Johnson. Back over here to Price. Price looking to drive here on Colin Gurley. Gets into the lane. Goes up for the shot. It's a whistle. Foul going on Colin Gurley. Meanwhile, Ashton Price takes quite a hard fall. An awkward one right there, too, on the ground. Slow to get up, but it looks like he'll be okay. Gurley called for his second personal, third team foul. Price just walking this one off. So he's going to head to the line looking for his first points here tonight. A good act of sportsmanship right there is Colin Gurley. Just goes to make sure that Price is okay after that foul. First free throw for Price is up and good. 50-34 Mount Union, 12:57 left to go here. Second free throw, no good. Rebound, Darrell Newsom. Now around here they go. Dante Collier tries to feed it down low inside to Christian Parker, fighting for that post position. He's going to draw the personal here. Foul goes on Nolan Burke, his second, team's fourth. So will remain Purple Raider basketball. Graham will get set to inbound. And a bit of a collision. Christian Parker went down to the ground as he collided with Johnson. And we have a whistle here. Foul going on Wooster. Parker got up a little awkwardly. Looked like he might have twisted his ankle a little bit there. He's just trying to walk it off now. The foul going on Isaac Rader. That'll be his second, team's fifth. Newsom's going to head to the line for two. Fortunate there, though. Parker appears to be okay. So Newsom gets the first free throw to go. 51-34 Mountain Union. EJK of PHX back in here now. As Newsom's second free throw's up. That one's good as well. Durrell now with 7 points tonight. It's 52-34. Billings brings it up the floor now here for Wooster. Steps back into a three. That's no good. Fight for the board, they'll say. It's a foul going here on the Purple Raiders. Foul on Dante Collier. So it'll be Dante's first, team's fourth. Wooster basketball here. Billings gets set to inbound. We'll inbound it here to Keapie. Keapie now swings it over here. It's Johnson looking to drive, goes up for the layup, gets it to go. A nice strong take from Isaiah Johnson, 52-36. Gurley will walk it up the court here, crosses the Mount Union logo, takes a screen from Christian Parker. Gurley now swings it over to Newsom, who steps into a three. That one's too strong, no good. Offensive board, though, from Jaleel Graham. Great hustle by him, but Wooster will come up with the possession as at the other end, Price goes up for the shot, but it's rejected by Newsom. And a foul going on the Scots. Darrell Newsom came in from nowhere right there with the big-time rejection. Big-time block there from Darrell, one of the best defenders in all of Division III. Christian Parker will take a seat. Caleb Lowrick checks back in for the Purple Raiders. Jaleel Graham now here. Takes a screen from Dante Collier, now crosses over, gets into the lane, tries to find Lowrick, but throws that ball into traffic, taken away here by Wooster. Billings now tries to get it to Keapie in transition. Out of bounds it goes. Purple Raiders regain the possession here. $11:27 left to go here in this one. 52-36 Mount Union. It's Gurley now. Gets it over to Lowrick. Lowrick swings it over to Newsom. Newsom steps into a three. That one's nothing but net. Darrell Newsom from downtown gets it to go. 55-36. Coach Feuerlein will take a timeout here for the Purple Raiders, as Newsom now starting to catch fire here as well, both on the offensive and defensive end for the Purple Raiders. Darrell now is up to 10 points here tonight. Also has 3 blocks for Mount Union. Caleb Lowrick has 2 blocks for the Purple Raiders. And Christian Parker with 1 block, 6 total for Mount Union here tonight. But with 11:09 left to go here, the Purple Raiders open up now their largest lead at 55-36. Mount Union up to 44% shooting, 32% from downtown, still holding Wooster to under 30% shooting. Fighting Scots shooting just 28% overall, 14 for 50 from the floor, 29% from downtown at 4 for 14. Both these teams talk things over. Take a look here as Worcester's next contest will be next Wednesday. They'll be playing host to Ohio Wesleyan. The Purple Raiders will get a little bit of an extended break here, as they'll have no game this weekend, no game next Wednesday. Their next contest will be back at home here once again. Their first OAC matchup of the season. Mount Union will be hosting the Wilmington Quakers on December the 2nd. As out of the timeout, a substitution here. Jaden Cox-Holloway checks back into the ballgame for the Fighting Scots. Price now on the perimeter, gives it up to Cox-Holloway. Now back over here to Johnson. Johnson right back to Cox-Holloway. Feeds it down low inside to Keapie. Keapie looking to go to work, has that ball stripped away. Somehow got into the hands of Johnson. Out of bounds it goes. They'll say it's the last off the Purple Raiders. Will be Worcester basketball here, 8 seconds on the shot clock. Billings inbounds it here to Price. Price looks to drive, goes up for the layup. That one's no good. Great defense by Newsom once again, as Jaleel Graham brings it up the floor for Mount Union. Ashton Price, the team's leading scorer at 19 points per game, held to just 1 point here tonight so far. Gotta credit the Raider defense. Lowrick gives it up here to Darrell Newsom. He goes up for the layup, gets it to go. Darrell Newsom, 12 points now. It's 57-36. At the other end, it's KPA going up for the layup. Can't get it to go. Rebound to Lowrich, and Lowrich with the strong board. He's going to draw the foul here on the Fighting Scots. As EJ Keapia will be whistled for the foul. His second penalty situation will send the sophomore Caleb Lowrich to the line for the 1-and-1. JJ Klein checks it back in here now for Wooster. It's Caleb Lowrich, the 6'7" sophomore from Akron, Ohio. Again, spent time last year at Ohio Dominican University from D2. He's been a great transfer addition for Mount Union, been inserted right into the starting lineup and has fit perfectly. Hits the front end of the 1-and-1. 58-36 Mount Union, first point of the night for Lowrich. So he gets set here for his second free throw. That one's short. The rebound here to Cox Holloway. Johnson brings it up the floor now. Swings it over Ashton Price. Price looks to drive here on Gurley. Gets to the rim. Cut off, though. Back up top, Cox Holloway. Johnson now looks to feed it down low here to KPA. Back up top, Cox Holloway. 8 seconds on the shot clock. Swings it over to Price. Price defended here by Gurley. He's going to draw the whistle on Colin on the perimeter. Be Gurley's third, team's fifth. Reset shot clock here to 20 seconds. Substitution for Mount Union. Marcus Steele will check back in for the Purple Raiders as Gurley will take a seat with the team leading 18 points here tonight. Price has it now on the perimeter. Takes a screen from KPA, feeds it to him on the pick and roll, but Darrell Newsom once again comes up with the block. Block number 4 for Darrell, as at the other end, Collier steps into a transition three. That's short. Rebound Price. But Darrell Newsom getting it done here defensively tonight. As Johnson now looks to drive into the paint, goes up with the floater, gets it to go. Isaiah Johnson now 8 points off the Wooster bench. Makes it 58-38 in favor of Mount Union. Collier now gives it over to Newsom. Newsom back over here, Marcus Steele. Takes a screen from Lowrich, now looks to drive. Steele goes up for the shot, can't get it to go. A rebound here to KPA. So it's Isaiah Johnson bringing it up the floor. Gives it over Ashton Price. Now over to Cox Holloway, back around the Klein. KPA now on the perimeter, thought about the three, now gives it over to Johnson. Klein now looks to back down Newsom in the post. Gets to the rim, goes up for the shot. Strong move from J.J. Klein. He's got 10 points now. It's 58-40 in favor of Mount Union. Steele walks it up the floor here for the Purple Raiders. He'll take a screen from Lowrich. Now swings it over to Collier. Collier now looks to drive, goes up with the mid-range. That one's too strong, no good. Offensive board to Lowrich, but has it taken out of his hands. Price looks to go at the other end, gives it up to KPA down low inside, can't quite get the layup to go. Rebound to Cox Holloway, but it's blocked by Lowrich. Steele comes up with the rebound. Marcus Steele now looks to drive, swings it over in the corner to a wide open Dante Collier for three, and Dante knocks it down. His first three of this second half. He's up to 15 points now off the bench. Dante Collier extends the lead out to 61-40. It's a 21-point advantage. Timeout here for Wooster. As once we break the timeout, it looks as though the Raiders will have Christian Parker and Jonah McCartney checking back in for Mount Union. Purple Raiders have now hit 9 3-pointers here tonight. Of course, they hit 12 against Pitt Greensburg the other night in the home opener. As both teams getting set to break the timeout here. We'll reset the lineups for Mount Union. It's Jaleel Graham, Marcus Steele, Dante Collier, Jonah McCartney, and Christian Parker out on the floor. Meanwhile, for Wooster, it will be Nolan Burke out on the floor, as well as Isaiah Johnson, J.J. Klein, Jameer Billings, as well as Jaden Cox-Holloway. The official's timeout, it looks like, on the floor. I'm not entirely sure why. 7:52 left to go in the second half. Both teams come back out onto the court, and the referees sent them back over to their respective benches. $7:52 left to go here in the second half. It's 61-40. That Purple bench having some fun over there now on the sidelines. Darrell Newsom and Colin Gurley putting on a show for the fans, not just on the court, but on the bench there as well with some nice dance moves. So the referee's still having a conversation over at the scorer's table. And it was to confirm that that last basket by Collier was a three, it appears. But the ruling is upheld, so Dante Collier's three is still good. 61-40. Now here come the Fighting Scots at the other end. Billings picks up his dribble, gives it up to Burke now in the high post. We have a whistle. And a foul, looks like, going here on Jonah McCartney away from the ball. McCartney will be whistled for his first team sixth. So one more foul until both squads are in the bonus here. Substitution here. Christian Parker's going to take a seat. And Caleb Lowrich will re-enter the ball game here. J.J. Klein backs down McCartney in the post. Lost the handle. McCartney down here on the floor. We got a whistle. And great defense by McCartney. He forced the turnover as Klein gets out of bounds. Purple Raiders will have a substitution here. Once again, it's Corey Hudson checking in. Jaleel Graham takes a seat. Marcus Steele gives it over here to Hudson. Hudson now around to Collier. Back over here, Jonah McCartney. McCartney now takes a screen from Lowrich. Gives it up to him on the pick and pop. Lowrich steps into a three. That's no good. Rebound to Wooster. It's Fighting Scots come the other way with it now. Billings picks up his dribble. Now swings it over in the corner to Johnson. Johnson defended here by Dante Collier. Gives it up, low post to Burke. Burke backing down Lowrich. Gets up the shot, no good. Great defense by Lowrich, but he grabbed his own miss. Billings now down low inside, gives it over to Klein. Klein up top to Johnson. 12 seconds on the shot clock here as Johnson looks to drive. Goes up for the contested shot, can't get it to go. Once again, great defense by Mountain Union as Corey Hudson gives it over Jonah McCartney. McCartney cross court over to Dante Collier, a whistle, and it's going to be an offensive foul going on Jonah. Second personal foul here on McCartney, 7th team foul, Worcester basketball. Right idea there, just Worcester was set right there for the charge and they drew it. Billings now walks it up the floor, gives it over here up top to Burke. Burke hands it off now on the perimeter to Cox-Holloway. Cox-Holloway over to Klein. Around they go here, back to Billings. Billings defended closely here by Corey Hudson on the perimeter. Tries to get it to Burke. Lowrich got his hand on that one, though. Out of bounds it goes, they say last off Burke. Ashton Price back in for Worcester with 6:06 left to go in the contest. It's all Mount Union here, 61-40. Marcus Steele walks it across the Mount Union timeline here, gives it over to Lowrich in the high post. Lowrich now tries to feed it down low inside to Dante Collier on the backdoor cut. Couldn't quite get it to him. Out of bounds it goes back here to Worcester. So Billings Gives it over here to Cox Holloway. Now down low inside to Burke. Burke tried to get it to Price. It's another steal, though, this time by Jonah McCartney. Marcus Steele now at the other end. Gives it up to a cutter, and Caleb Lowrich, and Lowrich throws it down on the fast break. Caleb Lowrich makes it 63-40 in favor of Mount Union. A big exclamation point there. Billings now steps back into a three, gets it to go. 63-43. Timeout for Wooster. But Caleb Lowrich, what a way to get your first made basket of the ball game. The trailer right there on the fast break goes down for the big time dunk. Purple Raiders on top by 20 here, 63-43. Again, the Purple Raiders tonight have been led by a strong effort from Colin Gurley. 18 points here tonight. 10 of those points have come in the second half. Dante Collier, he had 12 big points in that first half. He's got 15 total now for the ball game. He's been a big contributor off the bench here tonight. Darrell Newsom, he's got 12 points here. Most of those coming here in this second half as well. Newsom, too, has definitely been getting it done on the defensive end, as Darrell Newsom here so far tonight, to go along with those 12 points, has a game-high 4 blocks. So no substitutions out of the timeout for either squad, as it will be Marcus Steele walking it up the floor for Mount Union. Steele takes a screen here from Lowrich, now swings it over to Collier. Collier steps into a three, and it's nothing but net. Dante remains hot. He's got 18 points. That's a new career high for him, as it's 66-43 Mount Union. Klein now swings it over to Cox Holloway. He steps into a three. That's too strong. Rebound to Dante Collier once again. Corey Hudson now with it. He looks to cross over Price, gets into the paint, fires up the mid-range. That one's good. Corey Hudson extends the lead out to 25. It's 68-43. Again, those 18 points now from Dante Collier, not only a season high, but a career high. His season high last year in his freshman year was 17. As Lowrich at the other end comes up with a big-time block on Ashton Price. Big-time defense from the sophomore. It's out of bounds. It will remain Wooster basketball. As Isaac Rader checks back in here. And off the inbound, it's Ashton Price once again here looking to drive. Fires up the mid-range, gets that one to go. Ashton Price now with 3 points here tonight. 68-45. Marcus Steele brings it up into the front court here. Takes a screen from Lowrich, now looks to drive. Steele wants another screen from Lowrich here, which Lowrich will oblige. As now Steele fires up the mid-range, that's no good. Lowrich fighting for the extra possession, tips it into the hands of Corey Hudson. Hudson trying to slow things down here for Mount Union a little bit. Looks to drive. Now goes up for the layup. A strong take. Corey Hudson now. 8 points tonight. 70-45. As Rader here at the other end gives up to Keopie. Now over here, Ashton Price. Price looking to drive baseline. Kicks it back out here to Billings, who pump fakes, steps back for a three. That's no good. Rebound Lowrich. Marcus Steele here now. Taking a screen now from Lowrich. Lost the handle here momentarily. Now swings it back up top. Collier, does he have another three in him? Yes, he does! Dante Collier. Red hot 21 for Dante. It's 73-45. All Mount Union here tonight. It's here at the other end. It's Rader looking to drive. Goes up for the shot. Can't get it to go. Rebound Collier. Dante will bring it up the floor himself here. As Dante looks to drive. Goes up with the mid-range, and he gets that one to go. He's on fire. Collier now with 23 points. Timeout Purple Raiders. A career night for the sophomore. 75-45. Mount Union's extended the lead out to 30. Just a simple substitution type timeout here for Mount Union as they'll get a whole new 5 into the ball game. Elijah Farrington re-enters here for Mount Union, and seeing their first action here tonight are 4 other Raiders, as it'll be Xander Sabin, the freshman from New Philadelphia, Ohio, seeing his first action. It'll be Jack Davis as well, the junior from Canton Glen Oak, as well as J.J. Mucci checking in here. And lastly, rounding it out, is the graduate forward, Jared Young, or graduate guard, my apologies, Jared Young. As Michaelis now has it here for Wooster, met on the baseline, gives it up down low inside to Burke. Burke goes up for the shot, can't get it to go. Strong rebound from Farrington. Sabin brings it up the floor now for Mount Union. He'll take a screen from Farrington now over to Mucci. Mucci puts it on the floor, looks to drive, goes up for the layup, can't quite get it to go. Rebound to Cox Holloway. All Mount Union here tonight, though. Credit their defense, just allowing 45 points so far here tonight. As Johnson now drives, gives it to Michaelis. Michaelis now back over to Johnson. Johnson defended here by Sabin. We'll look to drive. We have a whistle. Blocking foul going to go on Xander Sabin. So that'll be his first, team's 8th. Isaiah Johnson to the line for a 1-and-1. Mount Union 47% from the floor here tonight, 37% from downtown Worcester, 27% overall from the floor. As Johnson hits the front end of the 1-and-1. Again, Mount Union will get a bit of an extended break. Next matchup for them will be the following Saturday here at home at the MAC, where they will be facing off against the Wilmington Quakers in their OAC opener. Sabin walks it across half court here. Will take a screen from Farrington. Trying to put the moves on Johnson, but Johnson picked his pockets. Johnson now going with the Euro step, goes up for the layup, can't get it to go. Tip is good though from Vinny Michaelis. It's now 75-48 with a minute left to go here at the MAC. Sabin now will look to drive, gives it over to a cutter, and Jack Davis, he goes up for the shot, can't get it to go. Rebound to Worcester. Michaelis now tried to get it to Raider, but it's taken away by Jared Young. Young will swing it over to J.J. Mucci. Mucci down low inside to Davis. Davis goes up for the shot, can't quite get it to go. Rebound to the Scots. About a 4-second difference between shot clock and game clock here. And what will be the Purple Raiders' 5th straight win to open up the regular season. As Michaelis pump fakes, swings it out up top to Raider, fires up a 3, no good. Rebound to Burke. Out up top, Cox Holloway, he steps into a 3. That one's good. So Jaden Cox Holloway gets the 3 to go. 75-51. The Raiders are just going to dribble out the clock here, and they'll get a nice ovation from the Mount Union faithful. A big-time victory for Mount Union here on the Worcester Fighting Scots by a final score of 75-51 here tonight. Again, taking a look at some final stats. Purple Raiders finished tonight shooting 29 for 64, good for 45%. 11 for 30 overall from downtown, that's good for 37%. 6 for 10 from the free throw line. They out-rebounded Worcester 49-43 in this matchup, as well as the Fighting Scots shoot 20 for 70 overall from the floor, good for 29%. 6 for 19 from downtown, that's good for 32. And 5 for 10 from the free throw line. Mount Union also getting it done here tonight with a lot of blocked shots, as Mount Union finishes the night with 8 blocks compared to Worcester with 2. They also forced 12 Fighting Scot turnovers. As taking a look at the final statistical leaders here for Worcester, J.J. Klein led all scorers for them with 10 points, while Isaiah Johnson had 9, and Isaac Rader with 8 points for Worcester here tonight. For Mount Union, it will be remembered here tonight as a career game for Dante Collier. The sophomore finished with a career high 23 points here tonight, finishing the game 9 for 15 overall from the floor and 5 for 9 from downtown. Dante Collier with quite the performance here tonight. Colin Gurley closely behind him with 18 points tonight for Mount Union, also getting it done very much there. Darrell Newsom, 12 points, 4 blocked shots for Mount Union as well, while Caleb Lowrich only finished with 3 points, but really got it done on the glass with a team-high 12 rebounds to go along with 3 blocked shots as well. all around, just another great performance here from Mount Union as they improve to 5-0 on the season and remain perfect. Again, Mount Union will be back in action on December the 2nd against Wilmington as we look forward to having you here with us on the men's basketball live stream. But happy Thanksgiving to you all. The Mount Union Purple Raiders come away victorious tonight, 75-51 over the Wooster Fighting Scots. Again, my name is Jacob Attar, and as always, it's a great day to be a Purple Raider.